Might it be The Wire? I got another one here.
It's saying it's got audio.
Oh, it's saying it's got.
And is the bars moving?
Yeah. So maybe could you check on your phone as well?
Yeah, I was just about to do that.
That's not no good.
No audio. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no audio. Would it work better at the mic? Would you going off the phone?
Let's try. So I remember my mic was quite like that.
Would it work better at the mic? Would you going off the phone?
Probably have to come closer, innit?
Let's try.
So I remember my mic was quite like that. It's working. It's working. I'm saying you have to come close, innit? Because he said he's not using that mic thing, innit? Yeah, no, but now it's not picking anyone up. It is working, but it's not picking anyone up. It's doing the thing where it's every other word.
Is it a connection?
It's working, dude. It's working. I'm saying that. Yeah, you just have to probably speak a bit louder because he said he took off the mic, didn't it?
Ask on the comment board.
Yeah, they're saying it. They were saying on the comment board. Just come back on now. So it's nice, good. Just have to probably speak a bit louder because he said he took off the mic, didn't it?
Call halal,
Yahweh, wa Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem HaKadosh.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honor to brothers out there in the highways and the byways. Burden on sincerity. So we're the Hebrew Israelites, man. We come out every week to prophesy the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's right. Just kick it off with Jeremiah 51. Yeah.
It's Jeremiah 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind.
Now hold on. There's two Babylons in the scriptures. So you had during Jeremiah's time, there was the ancient Babylon. All right. But now there's another Babylon, which is Mystery Babylon the Great. There's two Babylons. So this prophecy that we're about to read is twofold. Parts of it were fulfilled back then with the ancient Babylonian kingdom, and parts of it is going to be fulfilled today with this new Babylon, which is America. All right. In fact, can we get that Mystery Babylon in the book of Revelations, man? All right. And as you read it, you begin to understand. Now, you ain't going to get that from Vocab Malone and them, man, because the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with them. They don't understand the scriptures, neither do they understand the prophecies. All right. America is Babylon the Great, man. Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots.
And the mystery is not something that's obviously not plain to everybody, man.
Yeah.
The Greek word is mysterion.
That's why it's called America and not Mystery Babylon. Where's America in the Bible?
It's only given to the Lord's elect to really understand ultimately, truly what these prophecies mean. You know, you got guys out there that that have an inkling that America's Babylon the Great, but they don't really have a full understanding of the prophecy. That's given to the Lord's elect. You know.
Revelation 17:5 says, and upon her head was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
And that's America. America is the mother of harlots and abominations in the earth. Every form of witchcraft and demonic mechanization is present in America. That's why the American population is so bugged out, because they're under so many spells. On and it's every form of witchcraft. I was just watching the video today, where they were talking about what's in the V things, and how the V things have got these foreign DNAs in there, which causes you to have autoimmune responses. And you see that. That's why the whole healthcare thing is even a big issue at all. The healthcare shouldn't be a major issue in a country if the people are healthy. The healthcare is only an issue where people are unhealthy. In a healthy population, healthcare isn't on the agenda. The reason healthcare is on the agenda in America is because, as everyone, beginning from a child, even the pediatrics, the children are sick.
Yep.
From beginning, children have cancer, leukemias, and all kind of crazy shit, all kind of mad shit that you gotta go read a big book to find out what it is, or some chronic illness that no one ain't never heard of. It's all over there. How much more say the older people are getting, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70? They got a laundry list of medical issues, and they need a laundry list of petrochemicals.
Make them worse.
And then the worst thing about it is, they kind of have plausible deniability, because you're being poisoned from so many different angles. How can you pinpoint which poison is it that gave you the issue? When you're getting a chronic illness, right? How can you pinpoint which poison you took throughout your entire life that caused you to? Was it the Coca-Cola? Was it the Pepsi? Was it the air? Was it the water? Because when you're universally being poisoned, how do you pinpoint the exact cause? Because it could be multiple factors working together at the same time.
Because you know what they said about the V thing, and then how, like, I don't know how to say this, but so hopefully the analogy, like, someone else who hasn't got it can be affected by someone who has got it. I was thinking about that then adds to that plausible deniability, because it's not going to be just those people that got it got X and Y illness. It will be but that person didn't get it. How comes they're also sick?
Some people might not even get, because it's not an exact thing. Poisoning, and if you get exposed to certain heavy metals, different people might have a different resilience to it, or they might show the effects of it way down the line that you forgot it was even that thing that gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one form of witchcraft too, the potions. But there's multiple forms of witchcraft, being an harlotry and idolatry. America's filled with every idol you could think of. New idols are being formed every day. Yeah, that's America. But you see, Vocab Malone would want to paint an image of America as being this pure and righteous Christian nation that is about the Shalom. So, yo, did you message me today? The blood clot. I got a message. Anyway, I'll talk about it later. I got a message from him. I'm thinking, why are you texting me, man? No, I mean, like,
you in the drip thing.
It was in the actual text message.
Yeah.
Actual text message.
I think I replied to the elder Mark. I think it replies to everyone, because I was confused about that as well.
But why in my text message?
I don't know.
It should
I was doing the same thing.
Yeah, so why is it that anyway? I was thinking, what's wrong? Because he wasn't the only one. I had about 2-3 ones from people. What the fuck? Why is everyone texting us? Texting is so like 20 years ago. But anyway, like America's full of all kind of idols, man, that these people are worshipping, man. Even down to the clown. I did some research going into the actual image of the clown. That's a demon. And there's an actual order, the order of a Masonic order, which is an extension of the Shriners, which is the order of the clown. So that whole thing about clown, which you can kind of figure it out, because most people are scared of clowns. The whole idea of the order of the jester, if you can look it up, it's the order of the jester. That's an actual Freemasonic order, which is based around clowns. But most people think clowns is some innocent thing for kids. No, it's not. And then that's why if you look at it, I'm going to do a video on it. If you look at the image of the killer clown, they push that in the films. You got it. You got the Terrifier, and in the movie The Terrifier, he always wins, right? Because it's really paying homage to that demon, the killer clown from space, And then you had John Gacy. John Gacy was a clown. And he's going around killing all them people. He killed 30, they found 33, by the way. So it was all a ritual. And he was part of the Order of the Jesters. So there's so much about this society that's just witchcraft and wickedness and idolatry, man, that people just don't even know.
Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, America is one big bag of enchantments, man, on every level you could think of. Every form of witchcraft that's ever been invented in the history of mankind is being used in America against the people. And they don't even know it.
Now that you set out their buildings, their structures and that, you know, in a particular fashion or shape or in a particular geographical location, things like this, the inception of America is built upon those foundations, you know.
Yeah, that's why you got a million videos out there. Well, not, but you got videos where guys are just deep diving into the symbolism of this and the symbolism of that and why they named this that. You know, you got Hollywood. That's a whole you could deep dive into Hollywood, man. The Oscars. You know, you watch these films and there's always a sun symbol in every scene. Whether it's the clock or they always have the sun symbols because they worship the sun. Anyway, yeah. Yep.
This is the book of Revelation 17:3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Now, if you ask Vocab Malone, yeah, what's that talking about? He gonna be like, well, I don't get into the eschatology. Then shut the hell up then. But one thing's for sure, he'll say it's not what we say it is, but he won't know because he's confused. But we're not confused, and it's not the Catholic Church. It's America.
Back here, Jeremiah 51, verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
And that happened back then. But now this time it's gonna happen. It's perfection. When the nations rise up against America, they're gonna surround them. But this time they're gonna pelt thermonuclear missiles on that place, man, and destroy it from LA to New York, West Coast, West Side, all that stuff, destroy it.
Which is something that didn't happen in ancient Babylon.
No.
You know, as we were talking about
Because it's
earlier,
Iraq, yeah.
up, you know. Verse 3 says, against him that let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God.
Now, nor Judah. Israel have not been forsaken, right? Nor Judah. That represents the tribes. Because guess what, man? The so-called Negro, man, has been destroyed in America. The so-called Negro, the tribe of Judah has been destroyed in America, man. They were brought over there to the shores of America and have just been violated by Esau and destroyed at every turn through various means. We could sit here all day and talk about the agents that Esau has used, has used our own people against us to this day. You got Jake that are propped up and they're put in positions of influence and power only so they can undermine their own people. Because if you don't undermine your own people and you try and edify your people, Esau gonna take you out. You got the black boule, the black bourgeoisie. That's why it's no coincidence that among our people, they will take the most degenerate of us and prop them up and give them high status. We're the only people that you will see that with. I guarantee you, if I go to China, they're not the low-life degenerate people are going to be low-life degenerate people. And the people of status are going to be like people of some form of standard that people look up to. And if you fall from that standard, it's like falling from grace. Man, they'd be like, yo, we ain't effing with that dude no more. It's shocking, right? Same thing, pretty much anywhere you go, the people of high status are going to be your have some kind of image or some kind of clean image, so to speak. They're going to speak properly. They're going to speak well. They're going to be intelligent. What do we have? We've got a bunch of degenerate. We look up to
Jay-Z.
pimps, rappers, drug dealers, ratchet people, and that's artificially been done. Artificially, those people have been propped up with money and status, so that we're looking, because everyone wants money and status. So when you look at the people with the money and status, you're like, yeah, that's what's up. We're the only people that do that. Where entertainers have this much sway and are basically most of the black billionaires, they're not businessmen that are building and producing anything in society. They're fucking rappers rapping about selling crack. Who else has that? Everyone else has their billionaires and their men of stature, and them men are like building skyscrapers or whatever. Them men are propping up sexy reds and people like that. But that's done on purpose, because when you prop up when you take the lowest denominator and you prop them up, that will now trickle down onto everyone else, and it spreads. Yeah, you're taking the worst thing and putting it and giving it, but it's artificial. That's always been an artificial thing that Esau has done, and prop these people up. Because if Esau wanted to prop up the dentists and the doctors and push them out there, they would be pushed out there.
That's like when you mentioned. That's why in the Philippines, a lot of them end up being nurses, because that in the society is like a very what's the word, esteemed a career. So that's why you go to any NHS hospital, you're just gonna see some little 5-foot Filipino.
Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to apply status to things which are productive. But we've had it set up where status has been given to people that are dysfunctional. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely dysfunctional people. They're getting all the time and the attention. And now you got social media, it's even worse, because they could push those people even more. So everyone's eyes are never focused on people that got their shit together. You ever notice that? No one's ever focused on people that's actually got their shit together. They'll never focus on a marriage that's working, or two successful so-called black people that's got their shit together and that's working.
Or they give you a Trojan horse, man, because everyone thought Will Smith and Jada Smith were the perfect Jake couple. Come to find out,
but they're fucking actors.
This is the thing. You come to find out it's all fucking bullshit, man, and that's what Jake aspired to, because they made these examples. They thought that was good.
For me, it's still not a good example, because they're fucking entertainers. They're again, Hollywood. It's bullshit. Everyone else gets to have like people that are just in their society, just up there doing real things that you could look up to and aspire to, building up industries. But these men are not building. Most of the people haven't built any industry or doing anything that, if they disappeared overnight, would change anyone's lives. They're doing empty things, and you're focusing on their divorce and their cheating and like Papoose and Remy. Like, this is what men are focusing on: Papoose and Remy. Like, who are they? She got a battle league? Ooh. Can't do without that. That surely will build a nation. So, yeah, go on.
This is from Sirach chapter 10, verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they dwell therein. Right, so having Jake put up in front of us, this degenerate Jake put up in front of us, it makes us behave like these degenerates, man. But that's something that Apple aspire to, which then causes a nation of degenerates. Yep. But like, these are things that have been given to us, because when you go to go look at so-called white man and who he's higher ups are in this world, and who people look up to, like these rich mega bankers and things like that, they're actually doing shit on the planet.
Yeah.
And so that's their direction. They're all doing all these big things. We're starting doing stupidity.
Yeah.
But because Jake's getting paid for that stupidity, Jake just want to do that.
Yeah.
We
put foolishness and folly as a high status thing. But yeah, Jake is doing that. But Esau has had the JOO make sure. That's why Megan Thee Stallion, they gave her Woman of the Year.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold on, how
she got shot in the foot.
How? So you're telling me there ain't no no other black
Yeah.
woman out there in the whole of America
Yeah.
that's done anything worthwhile other than Megan the fucking Stallion.
That's ridiculous.
No, that's them. Yeah, we need to push out this. Yeah, oh, we got a TV show. It's gonna be, we'll do a TV show. We'll call it Real Housewives, but it'll purposely be the most dysfunctional and toxic shit you've ever seen in your life,
Yeah.
so people can watch that. Or the baddies. Yeah, baddies.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be your grandma. You know, doing the baking and helping
No,
helping the
it'll
neighbors
just be
out.
some
It ain't going to be
crazy-
none of that stuff. It's going to be some ratchet hole twerking on stage and shit. Talk about men ain't shit or some stupidness. You know what I mean? And like that's the pinnacle of women.
Love and hip hop or some shit like
Crazy,
that. So it's
man.
all the shit that's been put on a pedestal and then pushed on, Jake. And that's what's helped over the years with the crack and the drugs and all these different things Esau used against our people, that you're seeing just the bugged out people. And it's like we're forsaken of the Lord. You know what I mean? That's how it looks. It's like these people are bugged out. They're all ghettoed out, ratcheted out, embracing stupidity, embracing folly, embracing self-destructive lifestyles and making it cool. And you could say, well, that's just, and they try and make it, that's just, no, but black people around the world in different places don't act like that. That's been proven. When the Negroes went over and they had children in Germany, they followed the children they made. Their children don't act like that. Why? Because in Germany, they're not exposed to all that bullshit. So they just grow up normal and functional. That America is a curse, man.
Psalms 137 and verse 3, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
That's all Esau wants to use this for entertainment. You know, that's all he could ever show our people, man. Because that's all we are to him. It's supposed to be entertainment. Because he actually gets off of our suffering shit, man.
Jake,
So everything, yeah, he gets off on all of the misery that he spreads, and the people that he sets up to do that. He gets off on that.
Where did that sipping lean thing? Who made that cool? These goofy ass rappers, man. You know what I mean? And it's all coming out now. More and more, the spotlight's being put on people to realize that, yeah, when you really trace it, who's actually behind the money and the plan behind all these things, it's the JOO.
Yeah.
They're behind it all. Even these streamers, they traced all these streamers, the management company for these streamers, JOOs, because the streaming thing ain't no different to the music thing. These are all products. Kai Cenat is a product. Aiden Ross and all these people, all these streamers, they get to a point where they sign deals. They're signing a deal. Everyone's goal is just like the rapper goal was to sign a deal to get that money. These streamers, it's the same thing. You're trying to get big enough so you could get spotted, so that the management company come and say, look, here's 100 million. But guess what? Now you're gonna do what they tell you to do. It's no different.
Make me think of the precept, the love of money is the root of all evil, because it's like, you know, these people they were making it, you can make good money. Yeah, it won't be 100 mil, but you may make a little 10,000 a month or whatever. I'll be happy with that. But these guys, it's not enough, right? They want that big deal. They want to be exactly.
And then you know what it is as well. Not only does the algorithm grow you, but access to other celebs that can grow you. So that's why you start seeing Kevin Hart on Kai Cenat's stream, and all these random celebrities will come on the stream.
Well, we had recently Cristiano Ronaldo with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, where the fuck that come from?
Yeah, because
You know?
they got the link. So Cristiano ain't just gonna come on any random person's live stream. Otherwise, he would. He ain't gonna. It's all been arranged behind the scenes, because these men have management companies. Just like when you see that man go on Graham Norton, it's not random. These men have. Yeah, you're gonna go on this show. Yeah, this person's gonna come on your show. Just like when you see these pussies on Piers Morgan. That's how we told you. All them guys on Piers Morgan, they're agents. They're bought and paid for. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on there. Because everything's arranged behind the scenes by the JOO. Even the people that are talking against them, like Candace.
Yeah, you got a lot of them Hyde Park candidates, Ali Darwar type guys that go on Piers Morgan. They get paid to do that as well.
Of course. That's why they're there. Otherwise, they would never have. They'll always have someone they control, because they know exactly what you're gonna say and what you're not gonna say. They're not gonna have no loose cannons, no radicals, actual radicals, and give you fucking airtime in front of millions of people. It doesn't work like that. They'll only have someone they can 100% control. So even when you hear them saying the right things, they know, okay, but you're not going to go that far.
Yeah.
This is how far you're going to go. Or they've already formulated you into a character that when you say those things, people ain't going to listen to you anyway. Like Dan Bilzerian. No one ain't going to listen to Dan Bilzerian because he spent the last 5 years just being a dickhead. Look at me, I got bare money, gambling, and I got hoes. And all of a sudden, he's the voice of reason. Don't you see? Like, they're like, yeah, okay, this is guy's talking sense, but man ain't gonna listen to him because for the last 6 years, this is who he's been.
Assassinated himself.
Just like Russell Brand. All of a sudden, Russell Brand is the voice of reason. It's all set up. They pick these people, make them look dumb and crazy, and then they have them say the truth. So it's like, yeah, but this guy was already a crazy dude.
Even that chick from Jaguar Wright,
Yeah,
she was on
she's a
Piers
witch.
Morgan. Yeah, she came out and said she was a witch.
Yeah, come on.
So you know,
And now she's looking like a prophet. She ain't a
Yeah.
prophet. She was an insider. They already knew what they were going to do. Just like Cat Williams.
Cat Williams scored
They
again.
already knew what they were going to do, so they made Cat Williams be the one to say it. So now you trust Cat Williams. And now you trust Jaguar White when really they're all on the payroll.
So, Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest them drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right, the destruction, these super destroyed Negroes that you see all over World Star Hip Hop and in general, they've had the bottle put to them. It's not something that just happened organically. Esau, the devil, the seducer, has played his role in the destruction of Jake. But then you'll see them on Twitter acting like they ain't done that. On Twitter, they'll just, oh, look at these niggas. They're just animals. It's in their DNA. Actually, no, it's not in their DNA. Do you know how we know that? Because you can go find Negroes that are not exposed to all that shit. They don't act like that. There's a reason it's like that hair, but not like that hair. There's environmental factors. But they want to make it look like Jake's just like that naturally. You know, we just bugged out niggas naturally. That's not true. And you know how it's going to be proven not to be true? Because the kingdom of heaven, baby, all my people are going to be righteous. But according to Esau, we're just hardwired to be just crazy buffoons. And you know, you see the videos, Jake acting crazy. Yeah, but those Jake are the product of dysfunction. Those are crack babies and that. Well, who brought the crack in?
The Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
You Edomites, man, CIAs and all that stuff. You've worked against our people in the shadows at every turn to undermine our people, to produce us the way we are. And then, like the scriptures say, you could turn around and look at the nakedness. Oh, look at them. Look how they acting. Look at that crack whore. Yeah, but you created those conditions. You destroyed Jake's self-esteem when you told them that they're dumb animals and they can't do this and they can't do that. You did that.
What's up?
It wasn't like you were just there trying to edify Jake the whole time and they just couldn't be edified. You know what I mean?
He's that hard-headed, you know.
Yes, we just beef.
Real quick, Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of the most of our power, and the power of our of his Lord or Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before the Most High day and night.
Yeah, man, you see that. These Edomites, they running around and they act like Jake is just irredeemable.
Yeah.
And now they're all over Twitter. You know, they're running wild on Twitter and they're basically trying to paint it as if the so-called black man is the problem with America. Or we're the problem in the UK. They're doing the same thing here in the UK. Oh, they're the problem. They're just violent. They're just uncivilized. They're destroying all this. Actually, no. Like, you're the one. You're the source of it all. It's you.
But when like these Edomites travel to other nations, then why are they hated by all of these other nations? Go out there causing a mess, you're disrespectful, right? You're proud, right? And it's outright degenerate, man.
But what explains all the degenerate stuff they do then?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And Esau does a lot of degenerate stuff, but you always look at the comment boards like if Jake do something in the comment boards, oh, it's because he's black and da. And then you will find an Edomite do the exact same thing, and they'll just say, oh, that's horrible. But it's like, but they won't say, yeah, it's the white.
I mean, these man be burning, yeah, Jake, all that whole BLM shit or some nonsense. But these Edomites be burning down places for fucking football
games.
results.
Yeah.
Look what they did in what was that? What was it? It was
Eating their wife up over
yeah, because there
They
was
got
a whole
carries for that,
campaign.
bro.
There was
They
a
got
whole
carries for
campaign.
that. Oh shit, fuck
Oh,
it
man.
up.
There was a whole campaign. I remember that. It was like she clinches each time England loses or something like that. Oh man.
They're doing the most, man. Yeah, but you see it, but yeah, you still got Jeremiah 51.
Yes.
Yeah, but you see, the Lord's going to deliver us out of all this. That's the purpose of this ministry. The purpose of this ministry is to take them dry bones, to take that people that look irredeemable from the out. Oh, these people, you can't save these people. These people are finished. Look at them.
Well, it's like the Lord when He said that you're no longer my people, man. That's now you would say that's irredeemable people, but the Lord then turned around and said, "Look, but in the place of captivity, you're going to be called my people again." You know?
And vocab's hurt.
Yeah.
They're hurt. That's why this whole Israelite thing is messing with them.
Yeah.
Because an Israelite is a higher standard of a human being. Yeah. And they don't want that. They don't really want Jake to be a higher standard. They want Jake to be all jacked up and messed up so that they could point the finger and they could feel superior.
So in Psalms 83, they make a tumult against us, man. The name of Israel shall no more be made in remembrance, man. So they'd rather have us destroyed, man, and never come back to our glory again. You know, just so they can, they can feel better about themselves, and cast us down and prop themselves up.
Yeah,
you know?
them JOOs, Syria's going through some shit right now. Yeah. And them man were just bombing up places in Syria. And Volcano never mentioned nothing. Yeah. But let one guy he said that there was a guy that watched, they arrested him. He was supposed to be a terrorist, some bullshit, yeah. And they arrested him, and on his computer screen was a Hebrew Israelite video. And he did the whole hour live stream. Yeah, it was very interesting. You know, and the guy was clearly a bug out because he weren't a Hebrew Israelite. He was like some black African, but a bunch of mixed. He was watching everything, basically. But he had a Hebrew Israelite video on the screen, and he Vocab was trying to hold on to that, as if we teach to go out there and bomb anyone. As if our doctrine teaches to go out. We say America's going to be destroyed by Russia.
Yeah.
We ain't say, yo, go build a nuclear weapon. What are you doing? Like, we obviously don't teach to go out there and harm anyone. But he's holding on to that because really that's what he wants. He wants to demonize us and paint us so badly. Meanwhile, the JOO, he never mentioned nothing about all the bombs that they're dropping in Syria, which they're not at war with Syria. So why are you doing that?
Keep quiet the whole time.
They're annexing Syria when they got bombed. Then he had 3 of them on his show and back-to-back live streams defending them. Bro, you're a demon.
They're annexing Syria right now.
Yeah, the man just they probably say, yeah, we take the land.
I had to flee.
Precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms chapter 50 and verse 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
That's what you saw do. And then on Twitter, this is all over Twitter, man. Constantly, like, I'm in them sides of the algorithm. It's just them, man, just talking shit about Jake, this, that, the other. And like I said, they believe that Jake is just inherently just an animal, just a beast. When you're gonna find that actually you're the one that's inherently a beast, because you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. You're the one that's actually irredeemable, and that's gonna be proven when the judgment of the Lord isn't to clean you up and put you back out there to work. It's to burn you. You're irredeemable. You're the one that can't be at harmony with the earth. Damn devils. We're violent people, but how many wars right now are involving Esau? Guy's taking the piss out of it.
Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever.
That's another thing. They're all up on the internet. Yeah, no, it was white people. We built the greatest civilization, man. These men are sucking themselves off, man. You know, on the internet. But guess what? That's all good, but it's all going to be destroyed. So how great are you really?
Even in your own kingdom, these other heathens that once a couple of years ago you had them in subjection are doing better than
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You be seeing certain of the things that, like, Moab be doing, in China and them, like you made the car, woohoo, well done. But China's outdone you in your cars, man. Right? So yeah, it's smashing.
You benefit from the ability because you stole all the money. You can headhunt the best of the best from around the world to come over. America is a land of immigration. You're able to bring the best over to America because you could offer them the money.
Yeah.
What is you talking about?
Yeah.
Soon as if China was offering everyone the most money to innovate, and then man would just go over there, and all the innovation would be coming out of China. You ain't special or prolific, my man. And you know what's gonna prove that? When your kingdom goes up in flames, and it will, and it's on the verge of going up in flames. You going on like you built this great thing, it's all falling apart. NHS in the UK, everyone's complaining about the actual way the society is.
Yeah.
It's actually falling apart. Farmer them are hurt. Farmers are committing suicide. What's going on?
They even said they're going to start freezing certain welfare checks from this year, end of this year, next year. They're going to start freezing certain welfare benefits that people receive, man. They're putting a cap on it now, like, you know, they're capping the shit because basically they don't want to spend no more money on the population.
I was gonna say from time they did the whole like winter fuel allowance thing, like when they know that's gonna kill people.
Yeah, but why is that? This
Well,
is the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
They're so great at managing the society. Why is it even a problem? It's for people to heat their homes. You see, why is your debt such a problem? If you got a business, right, and the business is going bankrupt, yeah, then you're gonna look at the person who's running the business like, yo, you're garbage. But here it is, simultaneously, these people are praising themselves, but these are the same people saying, yeah, this society shit. Well, which one is it, bro? You're either great management, yeah. You're either great management or you're not. You can't be both at the same time.
They don't want to be responsible for nothing. They're holding themselves not accountable. Man. That's how Esau likes it.
Nah, they don't. But they want to blame Jake.
I've got a couple precepts here, right? So, first one from Job chapter 15, verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery.
And that's all it is. You just see untold amounts of hypocrisy. Because these people don't really stand for no principles or stand for nothing. They're all biased, right? They're all hypocrites. The Democrats are hypocritical because when a Republican does the same thing a Democrat does, they change. Their energy changes. That's the way of politics. That's how they get you. This person lie, cheat, and steal, but because he's a Republican, yeah, he's a Satan. Your Democrat Donnie does the same thing. Yeah, but it's better. I mean, who you gonna vote for?
You can't go with this.
No, I've seen the interviews where they're interviewing people, and they'll be, Trump's Satan, and it says, Trump, he's racist, and then the guy will point out, yeah, but Biden, he actually did more of this, or he deported more people, and then the guy will be there, and they will go, well, I mean, it's better to have Biden than Trump, right? But the point is that both of them are Satan. But you're choosing to ignore one Satan because it's like a pantomime.
You got a favorite Satan.
You got a favorite Satan. And that's why you shouldn't vote, because that's all the voting is. Voting is purposely getting you to have no principles and just choose when you choose the lesser of two evils, you're still choosing evil, which means you're morally bankrupt. A person of integrity doesn't choose the lesser of two evils. You choose good. And if good isn't there, you don't choose at all. You say, no, I reject both. Why am I choosing between Jimmy Savile and Jerry Sandusky?
But you got to vote. They might always, yeah, but you got to vote though. So why?
And why is it in your system you're choosing between the lesser of two evils? Yeah. Why is there not a good choice? Because it's all on purpose, man. Yeah. But this is the system that we're meant to. This is the greatest societal system that's ever been created. But Esau's the elf.
In one county in America, which we all know that voting shit would be, in one county you had like Dems that were pissed off that like one other candidate, a third candidate, got a lot of votes because those votes would have gone to Kamala, And it's like, but wait, there isn't this the democracy that Kamala's supposed to be saving?
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy. Acting one way, but when you really break it down, you don't stand on that principle at all. You know. But we're gonna bring it back to the Hebrew Israelites. We're not about hypocrisy. We're gonna stand up for what is in the scriptures, and it's very clear in the scriptures. And you're not gonna change that which way or the other. And that's what the scriptures call for us to be like, to have integrity in our judgment. Right, like they would say on the islands, right are right and wrong are wrong. Simple as that. The man Trump come and hired straight up Batty man in his cabinet. This is crazy. So then where's all these hardcore Republicans that are them Dems, they're crazy, they're LGBT, but then Trump hires Batty man, they never had nothing to say about it.
And then he was saying, yeah, we're gonna make the America stand on biblical principles once again. And
So verse 35 says they can conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit.
That's what it is. The lies, deceit, mischief. You know, and he is right, because look at the agriculture, look at the food industry.
I see that the people are beaten down as well, because I saw a situation where they invited an MP from government from Labour, and he met like the leaders of Newham Borough. Like, and Newham is one of the most broke boroughs in London as well. So they brought business owners, and they were like, "What can we do to help the businesses in Newham?" And like, man, I'm saying we need the government to invest in the borough. And he said, "Oh, I don't really know about that. What we can do is we can do a fundraiser and get the people to donate money."
The article the other day, it said Barking and Dagenham, the poorest borough in the UK. Worst borough.
No. It's
not poorest, but one of the saddest boroughs in the UK. Barking and Dagenham. I was like, yeah, they would say that. No, it's Barking and Dagenham. Barking and Dagenham. I saw it when I saw it. Anyway, there's niggas out, innit? That's basically.
The government's job isn't to just print money and give it to people to make their business. And that's where it's all gone wrong in the first place. But they'll give free money to the corporations and all that stuff. That's not how the world's supposed to work. Like, your government's just printing off, creating debt, to give to businesses.
Because that's even on, you mentioned Ukraine, even that's why it's a loan. They always say it's a loan because it's really going to Raytheon. When they're printing all that money, it's really going to Raytheon, Boeing, that are making the weapons to be given to Ukraine, that Ukraine then have to pay back at some point.
And they're gonna have to increase taxation anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just this whole society is a big trick, a mischief. There is mischief in itself. It's just designed to destroy people because it's not built upon the principles which are in the scriptures. And that is the bottom line. No one cares about your society if it's not built upon the principles that are in the scriptures. It's a false society, and it's not going to work. But they're trying to make it. They're trying to fool people into thinking that what he's done is superior to what the scriptures say you should be doing. The scriptures has an economic plan for a nation based around what? Land ownership. Yeah. Yeah. Sound money. Right. Laws of how to treat people. You know what I'm saying? Not defrauding people and all this kind of business. There's laws against theft.
Jubilee, racing.
Yeah. Like, the rich man would lend the money out. In this society, these rich man, they'll lend the money out, but some crazy usury on your ass, man. And then they'll find a way for you to lose so they could take what you have anyway.
They'll charge the poor man more usually than another rich man.
Yeah, crazy.
You know? As if that makes any sense. I get why, but at the same time, it's not reality, bro.
It's predatory.
Yeah.
This society is a predator. It's a predatory society, and that's why the people are being eaten. They're being preyed upon. But they're pretending like this is so great. Like, no, it's not. You're preying on the weak. You're preying on the poor. You're preying on the uneducated.
They expect the stupidity of the people as well, man, heavy, because like they came out and said, we're not going to tax working class people, we're going to tax businesses, but then that fucks up people.
Because it's dominoes.
Bro, the dominoes, bro.
That's real trick.
Bro, if
And if you don't understand that, that's what politics is. It's what's it? Swings and roundabouts, man. They'll take people with one hand, take with the other,
Yeah.
and there's nothing will ever really change.
But it was 1p off a pint.
Depending on people fight. Yeah. Yes.
no, it's not now because like
Just lucky. I just want to say, quick, I was in Brixton the other day, man. Half a pint, £4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say that.
Yeah.
Penny for a
Oh.
pint is shit.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
saying
innit?
Sainsbury's supermarket, yeah, is gonna have like approximately like a 200 mil increment in April of like costings, and people are stupid. They don't even understand the basic fact that this is gonna get passed on to them as the consumers to have to pay the increment.
It's always the people who are going to suffer. It's not going to pass on to the elites. That's what I'm.
Yep. They're going to squeeze the farmers more and more.
Yeah.
You know.
Bro, nice, bro.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
And that's what you have. You got wicked people, and they're being predatorial on the people. The pharmaceuticals, every industry is a predatorial industry. It's not based on basically symbiotically being beneficial to everyone. You know, because there's always going to be some people profit more than others. Yeah, but this thing is crazy. That the medical industry ain't even trying to help people. It's literally just being predatory.
Yeah.
You know, the agriculture industry is just being predatory.
And again, that mindset, because we saw like the mother of harlots and that kind of stuff. Right? America is that capitalist society, right? That is money at all costs, no matter what you're doing. Ethically, ethically don't matter. Yeah,
They don't get evil when they even if it costs them money. They'll do it. It's just evil, man. They just wanna. It's very sadistic, and they like to see people suffering, man. It's a very sadistic way of living, man. And that's why it won't change on the Esau. This new world that they're trying to build ain't gonna be no different.
You own nothing. Supposedly be happy, which that ain't happening. Unless you're like one of those fucking equilibrium doses.
Like, I was watching a couple of videos on it. The actual base rate of tax in the UK is actually 43%, really, because you get like the 20% national insurance, 20% income tax, 10% national insurance, and then you have this thing, employers' national insurance as well, where it's now 15% that they pay. Your employer will pay 15% tax on your salary before you even see it. And then on top of that as well, you then now pay the national insurance. And then if you got uni as well, that's another thing.
Uni, they forced a whole load of people to go to do that uni shit that didn't need to do it.
I'm fucking paying for it. Yeah, that's paying for it.
all that business there.
And how they made it fucked as well, like before an employer had to pay, you had to earn like $9,000 before an employer had to pay national insurance, and they clawed it back to 5. So then it makes it more expensive for a business to hire entry level staff.
Yeah.
So when you go to supermarkets now, they provide bare staff, and it's just bare self checkouts. Like,
You know, what's future? And then you might think, okay, but that really only damages small businesses more, because the big businesses, they're less and less having to hire people anyway, because they can afford to bring in these new technological systems that don't rely on people. They rely more on the software and automation. So basically, because when you're bringing in these automation, it's expensive to invest in it to bring it in the first place. Amazon can spend all that money bringing in the robots, but a small little operator can't bring in the robot. They have to have people, so they can't compete.
Yeah.
So the whole anyway, let's keep it going, man. The whole thing's BS, and Judah's been suffering in America. That's the point. Judah has suffered in America greatly, and we could, like I said, we could be here till the cows come home talking about redlining and all kind of shit. Even just being in a situation where people are constantly fucking with you. Yeah, fucks your mind up, man. From a child where people are calling you names and flipping. You're not supposed to grow up in that environment. You're supposed to grow up in an environment where you're loved and valued. When you're growing up as a child in an environment that's hostile towards you, don't you think that affects like how you grow up and how functional you are? But Esau want to act like that don't matter. Well, we'll see how you gonna put up with it. Because in the kingdom of heaven, I'm gonna make you feel bad every day. We're gonna call you names. We're gonna put you down, and we'll see if you create Rome again.
So we got this
carving out colosseums.
This is Zephaniah 2:1. So gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. We're a nation not desired upon the planet, man. Everyone looks down upon us. Everyone really hates us, man. Yeah. We only live for entertainment. And so every time, you know, anyone says anything good, but you do something, anything you do wrong, it's been highlighted constantly. It's been highlighted constantly, man. You know, and all that stuff that you do don't mean shit to them. Proving that all time and time again. You know, so we're not a nation desired amongst these other nations, man. You know,
Especially Esau.
yeah.
Esau, man, they're one step away from wanting to commit genocide against our people. And that's why the apostles have said it from day one.
Hey, John, they're watching the
Esau's going to show his horns. And they're building up this resentment. And then the JWO has a part to play in that. Because at the same time, all this woke stuff don't come from Jake. Listen, I ain't never growing up heard of Jake saying, yeah, you see the actor that plays Superman, I want him to be black.
Yeah,
But man was happy with Blade. I was watching Blade last night. Hey, that's why they benched Wesley. Because Wesley was a hell of a fucking Jake, man. I was like, yo, this dude was a super fucking bro. He was bad, man. Blade was probably the best character there was. And they benched Wesley after that. They put man in jail and emasculated him. And then brought him back when he was old and replaced him with a go along to get along Idris Elba, man. Yeah. Hackney you, by the way. But yeah.
You know, I was gonna add, Scott, because that's part of also then when the truth is coming out about certain characters in history that really were so-called men of color, he's just like, oh, they've done it again. They've done it again as well. But it's like, nah, you how sharp.
They're making they're making these Edomites angry because they're race swapping characters for no fucking reason, and no one asked for it because no one cared. Like, but all of a sudden, and that is actually making Edomites angry. They're like, yo, like, who's they gonna race swap next? Just race swapping Doctor Who.
with a Mo as well. Like.
Yeah, Doctor Who, like, bro, they know Jake in England was sitting down thinking, yo, I wish Doctor Who was a black man. You know what I mean? No one cared. But because I don't even know no black man that fucking watch Doctor Who. I watch it. Corny to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, this is corny, man. I was watching Spider-Man.
The best thing about that was the fucking Dalek.
No, there was one good doctor. It was my guy, man.
Now they got a doctor in there. He's a Jake, but he's a faggot. He's a homosexual.
They got pissed. They really swapped him to a black guy, and they're doing it all the time. And another thing they're doing as well is if you look at all the adverts, and they have a couple in the advert, it'll always be a black man with a white woman.
Yeah.
Like. And then on TV, there's always bare black anchors, yeah? And it's like, but really, we're the 3% of the population in the UK. It's a bit crazy that they got so many black people on the TV. That's because they're purposely doing that to make these crackers angry.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're looking at that like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what's happening? Am I losing my country, mate? Like,
and the Tory party. What the fuck?
That is
that's like, yeah. And that's why everyone's running to this reform thing because they're like, yo, we need to. But it's not Jake. Jake ain't the one that's done that. So Jake is gonna take all the hate, yeah. But Jake didn't do all this shit. No one said they wanted all this race swapping shit. Jake just wanted their own characters, bro. Like,
but this is the thing. This is the frustrating thing because Jake knows. We know, right? We're never gonna have our equivalent of Marvel because the so-called white man won't have that. Same with the music industry. You're never gonna have like Jake run shit. You know what I mean? So they this, you know, Jake always got ceilings, right? And so you'll never be able to be on the level of a Marvel because he just won't have it. And so the next best thing they could do is race up these characters. But again, that's not really what we want.
but we have Blade.
We have Blade.
We got black characters, man.
They gave you Black Panther, but
They lied. Listen, they lied and said that Black Panther was the first one, and we already had Blade.
Yeah.
he was bugging out over the Supercell thing, like, you know, why there's, you know, black characters, black superheroes on the Netflix. Like, what's wrong with that?
He was bugging out. Which ones?
Supercell.
Who was bugging out?
I think you said Esau was.
Oh, yeah. But that was all right because it was an original story. They weren't like they race swaps nothing. So man, but they're already angry, man. They're angry. They just randomly just Romeo and Juliet, yeah. And they just found the ugliest black woman.
She was close.
The most collapsed black woman you could find.
Even with James Bond, they said they might make a Jake. They
Go for the black woman.
Oh yeah.
With no time to die. She's a black woman.
Yeah, that's right. She's the Asian. The Eve. Yeah, the English thing.
Why can't, you know what I mean? Why does James Bond have to be black? Why? No black man ever asks for this, but they're gonna do those things because they want to make Esau more angry and feel like, oh, we're losing grip because
He actually dies in the movie, but then they say at the end he'll be back, and then it's her trying to be the new James Bond. It don't make no sense. Like he's dead.
Well, I see it myself. Go watch it. Watch all these TV adverts when you get a chance. It's always a black guy they're now showing as the guy that's in the family with a white woman.
Yeah.
Always. Without, and you're like, wow, like that doesn't really represent the British like fucking
Demographic.
Like, why are they doing this? It's because they're gaslighting. They want man to be angry. Like,
I did see one where it was just two white couples on Twitter, and there's finally a white couple.
oh, I know this shit, man. I'm like, no, this is why who's making the decision to paint these adverts like this? Like, this is fucking England, bro. They look like I'm in fucking Nigeria.
Ezekiel 36:3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, or Hashem Yahushai, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are the infamy of the people.
Yeah,
The
that's
word
talking about
infamy.
the land.
Yeah.
It's
The
talking
word
about the land
infamy
of
means
Israel.
you're the talker, you're the enemy.
Yeah, but you know that scripture's talking about the land.
Yeah, that was Ezekiel 36. Yeah.
Because the land of the actual land of Israel is an infamy of the world. People think that land is always war and people always fighting over it. But it's still Syria, that whole Golan Heights thing.
Yeah.
If Esau's pissed, man, and they're getting more angry, and they think that Trump is gonna save them from that, and they're upset with this guy Keir Starmer. They're fucking pissed at this guy. So you never know what might happen, man, because they're trying to set up this reform, and I think they had a billionaire. Yeah, Musk is back in them, innit? And then I think another billionaire flipped to them, right? One of the richest men in Britain. So you never know what they might do. Try to put Nigel Farage up in there or something, you know?
Well, I mean, Kemi's Kamala all over again.
Yeah, she's
Same storyline. Amalekite husband, or either Edomite at least.
she's a character. She talking about these immigrants, and she's a fucking. It's like it's a whole. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Man, who wrote this script, man? She moved. She got born in England, yeah. Then they moved her back to Nigeria. Then she moved to America and came back here when she was 19. Bro, she's fucking. She's not British, and she's all talking about get the immigrants out here and all this. I'm like, who wrote this script, bro? This is insane. But yeah, go.
I got a scripture. This is
Yeah. Go on.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yes, and when you see these things, it's just, you don't bite on it because you know, like, yeah, these guys have set all this foolishness up, man. This is just to gaslight people and get people all wound up and into it and all that stuff, man. But you're like, come on, man. Like, why is this happening? Like, who came up with this idea? Because you didn't ask for it. I don't know. You don't walk around. You know how you know? If you don't hear people in your everyday life talking about something, and all of a sudden on social media it's a big issue, you know it's not. It's fabricated. Remember the whole thing? Oh, you remember the whole thing with the woman that got killed by the police officer?
Oh yeah.
And then after that, apparently on social media, every woman is scared to go outside. And it's like, okay, on social media, it was a big thing, right? And they even had protests. No woman I knew had an issue. Never heard anyone talk about it. I'm at work, no woman up. Well, you're right, Susie. Susie's talking to Jane. No mention. No one cares. But on the internet, it was like every woman is scared. I can't come out my house, and then I go out my house, I just see bare women walking around.
That's the thing. Even these media platforms and that, the percentage of people actually on them is small comparison to the rest of the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not on there, it doesn't even exist.
Exactly.
Yeah. But those issues don't really exist on a scale they make it seem.
Yeah.
You know?
It's insane. One woman's like, I'm from she said she was from where's that? Is it Oxford? Where's that university? Oxford, yeah. And she was like, oh, I can't, I don't even want to come out my house to go running. I was like, word? In Oxford? What? You can't get more buttery and safe. We could probably run naked around Oxford. What is it? A deer's gonna jump out? This is not real. This is not real. You could go barking at fucking 2 a.m. in the morning. You see women running around out there. Like, where's this coming from? Oh, the men ain't protecting us. And like, no, no one. That's why you can't always get caught up in what's on social media, because a lot of it is just not real. It's just hype on the internet. But, yeah, but in real life, no one bothered.
That's the power of the algorithm, isn't it? The brainwashing and all that makes you somewhat controlling the narratives.
You deal with that whole situation, if I remember correctly, they conflated different things, right? Because allegedly, this guy didn't just like kill her or whatever. Man just went in, like chopped her up, put her in, like the guy was mad. And
I thought he just murdered
no,
somebody.
from one of the reports, because they never fully bring out what really happens on the news, innit? But one of the reports I came across, they made it seem as if like he did more than just kill her after the fact. So this guy, if that is true, this guy was a madman. But then they're conflating that with a guy saying, "Hey, miss, you look nice," and that's what these men be doing. That's why now you see it on the tube, catcalling, and they're trying to.
No one cares about catcalling. No one cares. That was all on the TV.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
Well, how many men do that anyway?
Yeah, but in your entire life, I'm like, we've been on the earth for long enough. How many of you brothers actually heard a woman complain about catcalling? I'm talking about you.
No, but they're too scared to complain. There's something.
You got a reporter, a BBC reporter, talking to something. It's a fucking psyop. I've never heard it in my. I've been around big gal. I've been around women talking. I've never heard girls say, you know what, yeah, you know, fucking this guy, he catcalled me over there. And I don't feel safe. I've never heard it in my life. It's just doesn't even exist. It's bullshit, man.
Disappointed if we don't get it.
Now that's a big thing. A lot of women are like, "Right, we don't get moved to it."
No one ever cared. It was all on the gender war that they were trying to mess things up on the BBC and on the CNN. Oh, we got a story here, you know.
Well,
come on, man.
might affect 0.1% of women in the country. You know.
Never met one. But anyway, let's carry on with the precepts, man. That's why you got to be above. Sometimes you have to be above a lot of this shit, because a lot of what we see is smoke and mirrors. Like this brother was talking about South Korea. It's like you watch the news and you think all hell's breaking loose. There's soldiers driving through the street and all this shit. And it's like the man them on the ground are like, yeah, it's like,
After the whole thing.
yeah, that's the power of the media, man. I thought they were crunching heads over there. But see, the seating was the same thing.
That's what I was about to say.
The seating was the same thing.
Because that's like, for instance, the lady I was with at the time, it was the opposite direction, right? So she was in Korea, and she was like, "Right, but every man in your country's dying." And I was like, "Nah, that's not what's happening." But the news made it sound like you walk out the street, you're jumping over dead bodies and shit like that. The power of the media.
You got to just step outside and get some fresh air and see what's happening for yourself, man.
First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Oh yeah.
You know what? You might see it happening down the pipeline soon enough. They might have a few agreements that pop up over this Middle East thing. Oh, Iran making a deal. Don't be surprised if you see Iran. Trump has just brokered a landmark peace deal between Israel and Iran and the nuclear program and this, that. Don't be surprised. Yeah, that's when you're gonna be worried, because that's when shit gonna probably pop off, like, you know.
You had mentioned it before, but with the whole thing with Ukraine, that's one of the things that they've been saying. Oh, it looks like we are going to have to cede some territory to Russia.
This is what it was always going to be. They were never going to get that territory back. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it is. Trump might come in and get a few victories or do a few things. And okay, everything's looking up when it's not really. You know, like most things are exactly the same as it was. But they'll be able to sell like, oh, he's achieved this and achieved that, and then all of a sudden shit start going hell, you know, down fast. Which is what we need. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need it, man.
That's right.
Set it off, man.
Nah, I think even the economy over here is on a down.
Oh yeah,
It's
back.
yeah, you can see that, man.
He's negative.
Inflation's serious.
Council
Second.
It's back in Jeremiah 51, read verse 5 again. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. For the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Now, how do you deliver your soul today out of Babylon? Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. You got to turn to the Heavenly Father. It don't mean you're gonna jump on a plane and fly out, because there's no running from the judgment of the Lord. It's just a matter of spiritually. When you come into this truth, you're spiritually separating yourself or spiritually withdrawing yourself from the judgment that's gonna come to this place.
Yeah. Oh, precept.
Had
Yeah. Micah chapter. Here you go. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword of destruction.
So you want any part in this world, all it's going to do is destroy you, man, because none of this is for us, man. No matter where in the world you are, none of it's for you. This is Esau's world, man.
Yeah,
He's the ruler.
everything in the society is corrupted and tainted, man. From the education to you know the banking. You know, there's not one area in this world that's not corrupted. It's ultimately going to destroy you anyway. It's filthy. It's disgusting, man.
That's Bishop Nathaniel hasn't got the memo yet. He's traveling around the world, globetrotting Papua New Guinea and Ghana, all of these places, trying to recruit Jakes in the West Africas. He doesn't want to leave Babylon the Great, man. He wants to stay there and build his kingdom, man.
Hosea 6:1. Come and let us return unto the Lord Yahweh, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up.
Right, it's the Lord, and that's an important statement. The beautiful thing is that, you know, for a long time, Jacob's been looking for Esau to make it right, for Esau to be friendly, or, you know, for Esau to turn around and you know, lift us up. That ain't gonna happen, man. This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Like, brothers know here in the UK, they brought Jake over here, bare bag of promises they gave, man. Jake came over to here to help with goodness. Let's just say this, with goodness in their heart. And these weren't no criminals. The Jake that was coming over in the Windrush and all that, weren't criminals. In fact, a lot of their parents were people that were middle class. They were people with money, because you had to buy the ticket to get onto the boat. Them men were coming off the boat suited and booted. They weren't coming off with their, you know what I'm saying? They came and their intention was to come and work and help build up the empire, because they was in love with the Queen, and they was in love with the British Empire, because they used to come to the islands and make man sing to the Queen and all. My grandmother, she told me, they used to have to line up and sing songs to that's why a lot of them have that love affair with the royal family, because from they were young, they would have to do stuff like that, sing actual songs to the Queen and that, or the Queen would then come visit and the kids are there singing songs to them.
It's like the equivalent of you man in America doing the United States or America, you know, all that, because make you feel patriotic, right? You want to fight for your country and that kind of stuff. Same thing that's going on back in the island. They put an affinity with Great Britain, you know.
And they brought men in here to work. And this is even after slavery and all that. Man, to come here to work. And then what did they do? Use Jake, right? And then abuse them. So Jake had to deal with the normal everyday Edomite just abusing them on a normal. And then when they felt like, oh, we used them enough now, let's just take away their jobs. They took away their jobs and had man just languishing in Brixton and all them areas there. And then they started, then this is known to have happened. They said, you know what? Yeah, they're kids, because education leads to functionality and development. So if you can hamper a group of people's education, that means it's less likely to end up being able to do certain things that's going to elevate them in society.
Put my handicap pretty simple.
You're putting them in a handicap. If you keep people uneducated, then they're going to basically only be able to do like menial jobs, if that, or they'll go into crime.
It's like I was gonna say, because Jake was doing a lot with the what the London's transport system working, and then now that's now a high paying job in the city, right? And everyone's, oh, why you got all of these blacks making this money? But wait, you didn't.
Used to be.
Yeah, you didn't want that job.
It never used to be. They never. It was fought by the Irish and the blacks had to fight for that. But Jake came here. They wanted to be educated, but what they realized was they were like, "Rah, we got all these people in the same areas. They're all in the same school. Jake was doing well because the parents was there. It weren't like how it is now, where it's bare man's parent. One dad's in your dad's in jail and your mom's, on some mad thing.
Yeah.
Before it was like black man, black woman in the household. Yeah, and it's like you must get an education, son. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then man were in school and they were all together, family or my cousin over there, so and all that, and everyone would come together. Not like how Jake is now. Jake now just shoot and kill, and they find it very difficult to be community minded. Back then, they were like, come to my house and eat still kind of thing, like they're on the islands. What they did was they said, yo, we split them up. So they said they can only to integrate them into British society. They used the integration as an excuse. They said only a certain amount of black children could be in each school. So in that, instead of having a school which was predominantly black kids, which was working, they split them up. So now you're in class and you're one of two black people in the whole school. Now you're getting bullied, you're getting ostracized and destroyed. Whereas before you were all together, you never had that issue. Esau did that. They done documentaries on it. They did it on purpose. Then you got the whole specialized school thing where they were shifting a whole bunch of Jake into these specialized schools. Now they got the Proofs because they wanted to dumb Jake. So many things they've done to Jake. Why you got a lot of Jake in these areas in South London and all these places that are fucked up because they were doing a lot of things against Jake, man.
They got the unit as well, like, which is that bad beast.
Yeah, the Proof basically is another way for them to, do what they're doing. But it's the damage is already being done. The damage is already being done. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The Jake of today and the family structure is already destroyed as compared to how it would have been 40 years ago. Because every man had a dad back then. So then they come with the sus laws. That's another thing they were doing, criminalizing Jakes with the sus laws, and they were grabbing up Jake and just putting man in jail for nothing. And then you had police officers came out and admitted, yeah, I would basically fake and say that I saw some old lady told me that they stole something. And there was no old lady. They just make it up because it was easy to grab man up on the street. And there's man that wrote songs about, I think Elder Gabar wrote a song. Not wrote a song, he brought out in a video one time a song that was written, a letter to my granny or letter to somebody, where the guy was basically, you remember that?
Yeah,
and it was basically a guy talking about, yeah, I'm in jail, I didn't do nothing. They just basically were just looking for man to put in jail, and they were just grabbing up random Jake. Now that might not happen now, but that's what do you think that does to a whole generation when those things are happening?
Because then you're saying, I'm thinking it fucks with your thing of how you deal with authority. Your distrust. It breeds distrust in authority. So because you're supposed to have someone that's supposed to be upholding the law, completely abusing the law, and you're seeing it as like, right, so
Someone that believes in God.
And that's why when you see these Edomites on there talking about two-tier Britain, you just feel like, fuck off, man. You know what I mean? Like, you prick. Like, shut your mouth, man. Jake been through it. Jake been through it, man.
Ain't Jake, but like at least in the States, something like that, you're 5 times more likely to be like, what you call it, stopped or something like that. It's crazy.
The sentencing is harsher. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just wicked, man.
Like you said, it's predatory, man.
It's predatory, man.
Set up like that.
But that's the whole point. Esau was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Esau wasn't here to be our friend. Esau was supposed to destroy us by all means possible to bring us to our lowest point. But the beautiful thing is, Yahweh Shai has the power to take us from our lowest point to the highest point we could ever be. And that's the purpose of this ministry, the edification of the saints to perfect us. It's not taking us from a point of perfection to a point of perfection. Because what's great about that? That's not, you know what I mean? There ain't nothing great about that. But when you're taking the people from the lowest of the lowest point and you bring them up to, now that's power. That's showing that, yeah, that's a miracle, basically. You're showing that, yeah, no matter what you did, I can undo it. Just like that. And that's what you see with the camps.
None of our own work.
Yeah.
You know?
Dead bones, you dry bones, and you're bringing them back to life. That's more amazing than someone's halfway healthy and you kind of, no, it's more amazing if you take dead bones. Imagine you see some dead bones and it come back to life. Like, whoa. You know?
Fossilized.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Yahweh Shai is gonna, the Heavenly Father, gonna get great glory when this ministry is finished, man.
And again, on your point, man, that's what Esau's trying to prevent. You know, that's why all these agents that come up against us, all these people out here, they just really don't want us to be who we are. You know, they don't want us to fulfill the things that are written for us, man. You know, and so they're always going to be Satan, they're always going to be against us, man. They're always going to be our adversary, trying to hold us back. You know, so we can't rely on the so-called white man or any other nation to help us do anything. You know?
And you got this cat, yeah, in the NBA. What's it, Jalen? Where my NBA got cats at? Is it Jalen Brown? Bro, this guy's a genius, man. I don't know you, but you bought what NBA? You got a guy who was there, Jalen Brown, and they did checked his background. This guy's a fucking genius. He's a basketballer, but he's fucking got mad degrees, masters. Man's if he wanted to, he didn't have to do basketball. He could be in any Fortune 500 company or whatever. He don't even he does his own contracts.
I was gonna say, this is another thing as well, because he's got all the smarts, right? But it's still more lucrative because he still makes those avenues, right?
Yeah,
to be a fucking.
But he's a hell of a
man.
baller. But here what happened? He fucking was MVP for the Boston Celtics when not Celtics. What is it? Yeah, the Celtics. Yeah, when they won the championship just now. Yeah, bro, they fucked him over. Didn't put him in the Olympics. Right. They didn't take him to the, like, they've been trying to blackball him basically, and they're spreading information about him saying, oh, he's disagreeable and he's not likable. When really, who he is as an individual, because he does a lot of work with, like, you know, the community and all that, he should be the fucking face of the league. Yeah. Because not only is he one of the fucking best players, but on the outside, no drugs, no nothing, and he's highly educated. But they don't want to push him out there like that.
On that, that's one of the you know, that's listening at home and everything like that. That's how Esau try to fuck with you on the job, man. He likes them words. Oh, you're not agreeable.
Yeah.
You know, he's gaslighting you to think that you're the problem, where he's the problem. Esau's the problem. He's a hater. Yeah. But I got this, if I may.
Yeah. I think his name Jalen Brown, but the brothers that watch NBA would know who I'm talking about. Clearly, he should be the face, one of the faces of the league.
The new Jordan face.
You know, guy. You know, because he might not be the best player, but he's up there. But then look at the attributes outside of the court. Yeah. Like, the guy is legit smartest man in the NBA. Smarter than all the oldest. You know what I mean? Like,
supposed to be a role model, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. If you're gonna have a Jake that's a role model, it will be him.
Yeah. I'd rather have the geezer like what's his name? One that was holding the gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those niggas, you know, the rough
Yeah.
ones,
Oh, you're talking about
the old Ball and them guys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
he got crazy ups, man. Yeah.
Holding guns and shit.
And he come from a good home too. I don't know what's wrong with that, man.
Sirach 13:4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear, and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope.
See, because even though, you know, Esau, you know, he still use him, obviously, you know, for profit and stuff like that, but he's perhaps too much of a good image towards Jake.
Yeah, too smart, man.
And that's bad for Esau. That's not good business for Esau. So you don't want to do that. He want to promote people that are going to destroy our people, not make them a little bit better.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I think he rejected the Nike deal and made his own shoe brand. Okay. Yeah, the nigga smart. He said, "Fuck them, man."
He's trying to have that. You know what I'm saying?
But the fact that they didn't take it, how can you be MVP in the finals and not go to the Olympics? You know what I mean? But that's just an example of how Esau does those little things, and all that is really because he's like, nah, I can't push this nigga too clean, and you don't listen to us. We need to compromise him a bit more. You know, get some drugs on him and get him in, you know, do something.
Get him at a Diddy party or something.
Get him on that Diddy thing, and then we can put him out there. He needed to have about 5 divorces first before.
Even the logo, they got Jerry West as the logo of the NBA, but there's been bare Jake players that have been much better than he was. Like, and he's an old Edomite. Like they claim he's the best NBA player of all time, and
Jerry West, bro.
like an old, like the guy that's the NBA logo.
Yeah.
He was good at LA. He was a baller still. But I don't even know Jordan.
Greatest of all time, though. That's the bit.
Greatest of all time.
Nah, they don't call him the greatest of all time. Jordan's the greatest of all time.
And they're trying to put him out there. They say like he's potentially like they're trying to say he's in an argument.
He was a baller though still. But I think Jordan is probably clear of him 100%.
Similar LeBron.
Yeah, go ahead. Kobe, bro. I always say my Kobe's better than LeBron, but I always say him. That's the number one. He's the chosen one, isn't he? Go on, let's get
It says, and put thee in hope, he will speak thee fair and say what wantest thou, and he will shame thee by his meat until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
Yeah, so that's Esau. He ain't really here for our benefit and for our profit. He will only use Jake and then dash Jake back down where he believes that we belong. You know?
Because I'd originally pulled that one up when you speak about the Windrush, and because that's the thing. Jake was invited, right? He makes it seem like, oh, we just jumped on boats. We wanted illegal immigrants.
Broken promises told them they were going to get these benefits.
Exactly.
They're going to put them in these established housing. When they came, then they put them in the fucking ghetto, man.
You know that Jake was living on the ground.
Yeah.
You didn't know, Jake was living in the bomb shelters and you know that, bro? You can look it up. Because there was points where no one went letting, no blacks, no Irish. That was the way of the common man. Because the common man didn't want Jake here. It was the elites that were like, yo, we're going to use these niggas for slaves. But the common man didn't want them. So the landlords were like, no, we're not renting. That was their way of protesting. We're not renting nowhere to these people. So they ended up having to go into the tunnels. Imagine you and your family going down into the underground tunnels and sleeping in the underground. Yeah. That's a real thing. Yeah. Yo.
50 years later, you're being deported because you were never given proper paperwork.
Esau got a lot to pay for. He got a lot to pay for. Go on.
It's back in Jeremiah 51, verse 6. Yeah. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not caught up in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations had drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad.
That Americanization, the tentacles. Esau did a lot in the world through America. A lot of because every country has their media that affects the world, but the most powerful media is the American media. If you're talking about Hollywood and the influence that Hollywood has, even American entertainment in general has a massive influence on the world. You could go anywhere in the world, and that's why these rappers are famous there. But you got homegrown talent that even be better than these men. You get me? You got K.
Well, back in the day, like, you used to have like all them, like you used to have loads of like American rappers get attacked and robbed because the UK man was salty that they will come here and get like more attention than them in their own country.
That happened the other day, man. Or nearly happened to Floyd. Coming over and trying to stun.
The American corporations as well. American corporations, like a lot of them American corporations were more powerful than nations in terms of the size of the company and the sway that they have throughout the world. Do you know what I'm saying?
Got Microsoft computers,
Microsoft, all that.
Coca-Cola's everywhere.
Apple,
all American.
Amazon. Amazon is a powerhouse, and it's not just them. There's plenty. The original oil company, like fucking Standard. Is it Standard Oil? Was Was it the Standard Oil the original name? The Standard Oil was the original name, right? Not is it not Rockefeller? Is it Rockefeller? Which
Yeah,
family was it?
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller. Was it Standard Oil?
Yeah, Standard Oil.
Right, and then they split Standard Oil up into BP. That's how you get BP and all that shit. But originally, it was a fucking American company, man. So America, and even with the American military as a threat to the rest of the world, because it's not really NATO. The real muscle of NATO is America. These other men have been able to neglect their militaries because America will always be the one to provide the bulk of the might. That's why Trump was like, yo, you man ain't paying your dues. Because even if you look at the Iraq War, if you look at the numbers that went into, it was mainly the Americans that was in there. Britman might send a couple of things in there, German will send a few man. But they're like, yeah, but these man take care of it. Let them motherfucking Americans do. But then their companies are going to come and pick a little piece and get some money out of certain things, right? So they were benefiting from the arrangement. But then that's why Trump was like, but hold on, we're piling a lot of money into the military, man. You know what I'm saying? But so they've done a lot through America, man, on so many levels to bring the world to the point where it is now.
Precept.
Yeah, go on.
Psalms 37 and verse 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Yeah. South America. That's why when you have these Americans crying about illegal immigration, and they like pretending like the reason why all these people are fleeing these South American countries isn't because of decades of destabilization by America and American companies. This is like, bro, like, okay, cool, all right, it's illegal, I get it, yeah. But don't you realize that you caused that?